Hi, how are you? It's another episode that we are excited to walk the journey together with you. And of course, this is a nurse companion show where we talk about different kinds of journey of health. And it's an exciting opportunity to discuss about our bodies, about our health, and to have different people on the program. And on today's episode, we are talking about knowing our fertility window can differ from one person to another. And on today's show, we have our own mwalimu wa chemistry na biology, of course, atuambie now the teaching the perspective of books zao, and then me, I'll talk about the nursing part of it. And of course, this show happens on New Nurse Companion on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and on Oasis of Love Moya TV. That is on Facebook and on YouTube. The other episode that if you have not watched, kindly go back and watch. We are talking about natural family planning method. And before even we talk about today's topic you're talking about fertility windows you have talked about. There is another aspect of when you talk about family planning. Kuna vitu mingi zinakuwa misused in the name of family planning, like pills, emergency pills. It's not a family planning method. Na mwalimu anaweza tuambia, are they dealing with it at schools? What is rampant part of family planning? Emergency pills. People are calling it as family planning because family planning is a couple that are sat down and planning that we are not ready to have a child for this timeline and to this timeline. So it's people who are walking the journey together and they are planning on when they are ready now to have a child. So mwalimu, tuambie pale shuleni, are you having this issue of family planning or emergency pills in the name of family planning?
As of now, students they participate in these things. They do these things that we think they don't, and they know. What is interesting is that people think that family planning is bad, but the problem is misuse of family planning. For example, if you are underage, for instance, you are not married in the first place, because sex is supposed to be done by people who are married. So if you are not married and you are using pills, you are even hiding them. You take them, you sleep with someone today, you take it tomorrow, you take it again. So you are misusing the pills. No doctor has given you a prescription of any information about how you're supposed to use, and now you are destroying your body. Your body should be treated with a lot of care. Otherwise, the more you consume things that you don't know how they react to your body, then you destroy your own self. So, for example, you are using a pill that is having progesterone. You are using a pill that is affecting your ovulation cycle, and yet you're only having that sex on that one day. And then now you affect the entire cycle for every month. You affect your cycle, yet you are not married to that person. There are other ways of preventing pregnancy other than using pills and using these other contraceptives. So it is good not to misuse family planning. If you misuse it, then you should be ready to face the consequences. Yeah.
Yes. So mwalimu says don't misuse the family planning method. And when you go to every government hospitals, they have a section of youth-friendly services. Family planning is among them. You should go have that discussion with your health provider. As a young person, what should I do? Does it mean that they're not given family planning method because they are under 18? I will not talk about it. Maybe unitafuta one-on-one, but according to the guidelines says otherwise. So guidelines za Kenya and the worldwide says otherwise about giving family planning to adolescents as long as ameanza menses. According to from the other episode that we did, someone asked me what are menses. Umesema menses mingi, umesema ovulation mingi. Sasa menses ni nini? Menses ama menstruation period is when the uterus is shedding the lining, the inner lining. That is the menses or the menstrual period. The lining of the uterus is shedding off. What's ovulation? Because tulisema sana ovulation. What's ovulation? This is why the body of a female or a lady is now releasing the egg ready for fertilization. And let me tell you, it's a beautiful story about when God ameumba us ladies. Us ladies, when we have the menstrual cycle, that is now it is shedding off. There was no fertilization. It's like tumejafanya kazi hii mwezi, now you are shedding off. Do you think ovulation, like ovulation in your time when the egg was not fertilized inatoka? Do you think hiyo wakati yenye hiyo egg haikufertiliziwa inatoka hiyo wakati ya menstrual cycle?
I think that is during ovulation, right?
Like when menstruation is happening, the shedding off.
Okay.
Do you think ile egg yenye iko fertilized because of course it comes out? Okay. So let me just explain the body of a beautiful female lady, how we are built in and out beautifully. So when we have the menstrual cycle, ni ile ukuta yenye ya wall ilikuwa imewekwa ready to prepare for baby girl and baby boy, and baby girl and baby boy did not happen, so the wall just cries off, it sheds for 3-4 days, inatoka, inaisha, and then now the body starts. Now we are ready for the other baby that is coming maybe after 28 days, that we need to be having the baby ready, hata ni 14 days. By the 14, huyo jamaa akikuja tuko ready. So from ikishamaliza shedding off hapo day 7 inaanza kutengeneza the brain itself, then it's a whole body working together. The brain says now we need to release a hormone which is called FSH. It is released, inaanza kutengeneza. Sasa tule tumeyaitulikuanga, do you know a lady doesn't produce any eggs akiwa hivi, venye alizaliwa nazo ziko packaged, nizo zinakaa, so nizo zinachukuliwa kamoja kanatengenezwa. So hiyo hormone inatolewa from the brain, inaenda pale kwa ovum, inaanza kutengeneza haka, kana grow, kana mature, and then when you're getting to the around the 11 now, the egg that is ready now to be fertilized. Now you're feeling the woman, hiyo time tunakuanga tuko hyper, tuko excited. Yani hiyo hormone inaitwa LH, it comes, brings the mature egg inakuja sasa ikuwe ready, it burst off, niwe ikuwe ready to be fertilized. Hapo ni mwana we have the energy, we can do things, we are not like happy like ovulation. Ovulation sasa tunakuanga tuko peak, tuko excited, tuko happy. Yote hata ukinikopa ninaweza kupea pesa, unataka pesa ngapi? Boyfriend. So there is this time when tumesema from day 1 to day 7 we were shedding, ama day 4 we were shedding off, and then after that the brain removes the hormone yenye inatengeneza kama ikenye kalikuwa kako ready, kanamalizika kuwa ready, and then tuna hormone nyingine ina produce inaitwa LH. Hiyo inafanya hiyo egg yenye iko ready it burst, ni ikuwa ready now to be fertilized. Sawa sawa. You see, it's a beautiful flowery period. So ikifika date 14 mwanamke, it's every female, either ladies, animals, cows, we are excited, we release a hormone, even attract men. That period nakutanga unasalimiwa kwa barabara. Bishop alikuwa anasema ni urembo, si urembo, ni ovulation. Like unasalimiwa na kila mtu anashangaa yeye ni aje, kwa na energy, kumbe ni ovulation ina happen. Like the body is ready, and it's ready for one thing. The God's plan is ready to be fertilized. Is ready now to get that male gamete to be fertilized. So that is why we are having the beautiful period. That the body is just preparing this lady for one thing, to be fertilized.
Wow.
So date 14 unakuta tunangoja date 14, 15 fertilization, jamaa inakuja, and then what happens to the body? The beautiful part of it, everything gives way. Kuna zile zinaitwa kina cilia zinatengeneza kama hii, kanasongeshwa vizuri kaenda kama patana na huyo jamaa mwenye bado anakuja, and then the body mucus unakuta imeanza kukua thin, inakaa kale kama yai kale clear, iko thin. Huyo jamaa akikuja hakuna kitu utafanya akose kuswim, anaswim vizuri ndivyo wapatane, make a baby girl and a baby boy. That is a beautiful journey of fertilization. Nikifika date 17, the 14, 15, 16, 17, there is no ovulation in happen. Mwili sasa inaanza kuwa ready na to shed the wall that was not prepared, that was prepared but fertilization did not happen, and the body still works to make sure the shedding off happens. So that is the normal for a normal person mwenye hajatumia pills, hajatumia nini. That is how yani Mungu akikuumba unakuanga hivyo sasa. So we are coming to a person who is anasema na mimi si ovulate, ama mimi sipati hizo changes. what do you think in combining the traditional way, watch your aspect of family planning and science yenye umesoma ya menstrual cycle and all those things, what do you think would cause our lady not to get fertilized this period of time get this ovulation?
Thank you. That is a very interesting process.
Beautiful process.
It's a beautiful process.
Yeah.
And everybody, God created us that we may multiply. That is what the Bible says, that we may give birth. In fact, it reaches a point in everybody's life where you just want to have a child.
Yeah.
And when that time comes, that is when you realize that fertilization is very important. We say that don't misuse family planning methods because they might end up harming you and you might end up not having a smooth process as you try to give birth. One of the reasons why people maybe do not, that is when they want to give birth, that is they want fertilization to take place, it doesn't happen, is because of the misuse of the drugs that you've taken. You've done a lot of damage to your body, and then now the system that the Lord God had created is now interfered with. For example, as you explained how the egg is released from the ovary, the fallopian tube to the uterine wall. After the egg has arrived at the uterine wall, we have fertilization taking place. For this fertilization to take place, there must be a sperm. So where is this sperm coming from? The sperm is coming from a man during copulation. So once sperms have been deposited on the birth canal, that is the vagina, the sperm will swim towards where the egg is. That is, the sperm will swim through the birth canal, to the uterine wall, looking for the egg to fertilize. This is how the birth canal is. That is the vagina. The birth canal is in such a way, the environment is in such a way that when you the vagina is acidic by nature.
Yeah.
The vagina is acidic by nature. The reason why it is acidic is so that it doesn't allow any pathogen or any bacteria or anything that is harmful to get into the inside of the uterine wall and the entire structure. So what happens during ovulation? We have a mucus secreted. This mucus that is secreted is alkaline. The mucus secreted is alkaline or basic. So a reaction between the acid and the base will form a neutral environment. That is, a neutral solution is formed and therefore will not prevent anything. That is when now the sperm is allowed to get in, because when it is acidic, it will destroy the sperm. That is why fertilization cannot take place unless the mucus is secreted. So once the reaction has taken place between the acid that was in the vagina and the alkaline solution that has been released, we now have an environment which allows the sperm to swim towards the egg. Once the egg gets, the sperm gets into where the egg is, fertilization will take place. So this is a problem. Someone has used drugs and many other things, contraceptives misuse, and the birth canal has been interfered with.
The pH levels.
The pH levels have been interfered with. So the sperm is not being allowed to move into the to fertilize the egg. So if the sperm is not allowed to move, then when will you ever get pregnant? So that is why you're supposed to see a doctor, so that they can even examine and see that the environment that you have is acidic and it is the alkaline solution is being secreted, so that you can have the sperm swimming towards the egg. Because the ultimate goal is fertilization, which is a combination of the egg and the sperm. So if that doesn't happen, then fertilization cannot take place. The other thing that will cause a problem is the uterine wall. One of the functions of the progesterone hormone is to thicken the uterine wall. So if the uterine wall is not thickened, then it means it cannot sustain a pregnancy. In fact, we say that progesterone is used to maintain the pregnancy, to make sure that the child stays there for the number of months that the child is supposed to. So one of the function of the progesterone that you use that is put in these contraceptives, that is, it is put in large amounts so that they can thin the uterine wall. Now it is thinning, it is now doing the opposite. This uterine wall is being thinned, yet it was supposed to be thickened. So if the uterine wall is thinned, then it cannot sustain a pregnancy.
Yeah.
So you are misusing the contraceptives and you're claiming not to be fertilized. So you are not able to get fertilized because of the problems that you caused to your own self. That is why when you are told to abstain or to use contraceptives in the right manner, then you should listen. Because if you don't, you will come to us asking Masai, wapi dawa ya kupata mimba? Na dawa ya kupata mimba ni wewe uheshimu kanuni za Mungu.
So kabla tufika kanuni za Mungu, kanuni za Mungu zinafaa kuwa kabisa. Lakini I want to get it back. As we said, what is family planning? These are people who are not abstaining, they are planning to have a child, but they are taking these timelines. These are the timelines that we have, so that when you are having a family planning method, is it natural? Is it is it use of pills? Is it injection? Is it for this period of time? For this, so even when the lining is getting thin, we are doing this for this period of time. So let me go back umesema pia the status of even the acidity and the pH. Even before we get to the woman, what is the status of this sperm being released? Because if it's a swimmer, one thing it needs power. How is the strength of even its tail? What is the strength of this sperm? What unakuta either it's the strength of the sperm that is not even getting to survive to get to the fallopians, or secondly the amount of unaweza kuwa umegonga umedhani umepiga na tu, lakini kunakuta tu the fluid, how many sperms are even in it?
It is true.
Because when we are saying of vasectomy, not that they don't release fluid. So they release fluid.
There's no sperms,
So even in this person who are saying, as a couple, we are having these infertility issues, could it be the condition of the sperm being released, the strength, or the adequacy of the sperm? So as much as you are getting to this, haina blame game yani wewe tumia contraceptive. No, it could be one is the condition of the sperm, can be the condition of the environment, can be the condition even of the fallopian tubes. We could be dealing with blocked fallopian tubes. So it's a general thing. So that's why we want us to narrow it now to this person has no blocked fallopian tubes. This person, the husband, has the right sperm count. This person, everything is okay. So how do I know my fertility period or this time of these are the days that I'm fertile? Let me talk about fertility period window, fertility window, and then you can talk about now the traditional part of video. Shosho alikwambia ukiona msichana hivi huyu ana ovulate and it's very easy to even in our character. So for a lady who is trying to get pregnant and saying when do I know even when I'm ovulating, because hizo masenzo zote unasema Karo, mimi sina hizo jumpy, sikwangi jumpy, sisikiangi hiyo joto. So how do I know my fertility window? This is how we calculate it when you come into the clinic. I will tell you first, you need to track for me the last 6 months. Because ukiona mtu amekuja hivi most likely mtu ametafuta huyu mtoto for some time. So tell me, give me now the breakdown of your 6 months. Kuna siku ilikuwa na 38 days. Zilikuja 38 days. Kuna siku zilikuja 22 days. Kuna siku zilikuja 20. Hizo ziko irregular. Si kama zile tulikuwa tunasema in the other period that ni ya 26 to 32 days. Hapana, huyu kuna siku zinakuja 20 days. Kuna siku zinakuja 36 days. So you're having the first month 38 days, the second month alikuja 22 days, 24, 20, 36. So hakuna mwezi inafanana na ingine. Lakini as much as niko na hii shida ya irregular periods, Karo, how do I get pregnant? Sindio? Because ile natural family planning, hiyo uliniambia 26 to 32 days, haipelekani na mimi. Na how do I do? One, you have checked yourself, hatuna hizo shida zingine tumeshaangalia, bwana sperm count iko sawa, our fallopian tubes are okay, we are not having any other issue means how do I know these are the days that I'm fertile? So number 1, unaona hii siku yenye kuna the biggest number of days, like hii iko 38 days, ndio? Kuna ile time alikuwa anachukua among the 6 months zimefuatana, like January to July, like umeangaliza 6 months vizuri zimefuatana. January nilikuwa 38 days, February zikapotea zikakuja 20 days, hivyo haziko regular at all. So even I cannot tell when is where, zinanipatanga tu. Haya, so unachukua hii siku yenye iko na the biggest number of days 38 days, una minus 11 days, sawa? Itakuja 27, hiyo date 27. Haya, alafu ile siku yenye ilikuja the least number of days ilikuwa date 20. Kwa hiyo 20 tuna subtract 18. These are standard days. Si ati tumekaa hivi next mwingine akikuja nitamwambia ka 17 na tena pana. These numbers are constant. Haya, how are they constant? Unakumbuka ile calculation tulifanya pale? Tulikuwa na count from day 1, tukakaunt hadi 7, alafu tukaona zile siku yenye unaweza kuwa fertilized hizi 11, alafu day 14, unaweza kumbuka tufanye hizo hesabu. So date 18 ukimotoa 4 na 4 hapa. So ni around from date 10 to day 19. Hiyo tulikuwa nasema hapa hizi uko safe, hizi nazo uko safe from date 19. So tunaanza from date 11 to date 18. So ukienda kwa clinic, how do I know my fertility window? Unachukua zile days zako zimekuwa na menses, like zimekuwa cycle yako imekuwa ya 38 days, 20 days, 24 days, haziko regular at all. So ile yenye iko na mingi siku mingi 38 days unatoa 11. Tunaona 27. Na ile yenye ilikuwa kidogo sana nilikuwa na cycle ya 20 days. So ikakuwa 18. Ikakuwa so na ilikuwa 9 sasa. So utasema fertility window yako zile days hauko safe. Ukiwa umecount hiyo, ni ile ukishatoa the least number which was date 20 ukatoa 18, na hii date 38 ukatoa 11 ikakuwa 27. So kuanzia date 27, 22 to 27 hizi siku hauko safe. Nione mtu mwenye hana regular periods at all. And then now how do I know mimi mwenyewe, how do I know niko fertile as much as kuna hiyo gap kubwa, umenipia gap kubwa karibu ya 14 days. Ni siku gani specifically nataka kujua niko fertile the most? Hapo ndipo tunakuja kujua your body venye ina respond. Kuna mwingine hatakuwa hiyo hyper, hatakuwa hiyo, lakini one thing you will check is your temperature. Every woman as long as when you're ovulating, hii ni kazi kubwa. Of course ukisema sasa sijakuwa na mtoto ni kumaanisha it will now you are taking it intentionally, kama vile unaanza kusema nataka kuanza kusave, you are intentionally about it. So ni kumaanisha hiyo mwezi from day 1 umeanza kuangalia temperature zako. Ile siku yenye utaona temperature zako zimerise na 0.5 around 0.5 to 0.3 0.5 zimerise, hapo ovulation ishaanza. Number 2, unaanza kumonitor pia your cervical mucus. Na hapo ni the traditional part of it ilikuwa inakujia. So how do they know that this period I am fertile according to the traditional method?
Wow, that is so good, and I like how you explained. How do you know that you are fertile? I'll use a cow. It is a funny thing that is a funny thing about the traditional methods. We look at animals, we are all animals, by the way. I am combining science and the traditional ways. So when you look at a cow, when the cow is on heat, you can see the behavior of that animal. That animal becomes restless. That animal will start running around, and you can really see, the animal becomes hyper. That is the same thing that happens with a human being. A human being will not behave, a woman will not behave the same way she normally behaves when she is ovulating. And when you see that, you can even see from far. Hata mkikutana njiani, utaona huyu, this person is the kind of, maybe for instance when you have friends, you have a number of girls, you will always see a friend will come, maybe hug you. You just see that this is not normal behavior.
Why you overdoing it?
You see the face becomes so smooth. She will not have any pimples. And you can tell that this person is ovulating. In fact, I have friends that I normally tell point blank that songe wewe, you are ovulating. This behavior is not normal. Because we know the consequence. Because a woman that is ovulating, by the way, is always sexy. This woman will always want to have sex.
Temptation.
That woman is always, And that is something that we should teach our girls, the young girls. Once a girl knows that she is ovulating, first of all, she will not go to the boyfriend's place, because sometimes you blame this girl. This girl is this thing is natural.
Yeah.
So this person will go there, and then the other few minutes utaona matokeo yake, because the person is naturally inclined to want to have sex. So that is, behavior is very important in trying to monitor your fertility.
Yeah.
The other thing that you're supposed to check is, of course, we've talked about the mucus secretion, and when you know the mucus secretion, you will understand it. One thing that people should know is that fertilization and everything we are discussing here is, we are not trying to create anything. These are things that God created. And when you appreciate that, it becomes so easy to track, because you cannot, there's nothing new here. These are things that were there since time immemorial. So it is not that there's some math, some very complex math that is being done here. When we are counting these days, it is not that complex. You just need to understand. Before I give it to you, is that I had told you that I interact with people, because we also treat huko nyuma nyuma to using our traditional ways, and we get results. Yeah. And we get results. So the last person I was talking to, and the results were positive, is that I told this person there are 3 things that you need to know. First is that giving birth is spiritual. You should appreciate that you have to pray and ask God to give you a child, because that is why the God put that system. The other thing that you should know is that your body is supposed to be in such a way that it can hold, or it can the egg can be fertilized. Because if you don't study your body, if you don't go for checkups, then you will have a problem. So you need to first of all find out what is the problem with you. If maybe it is blockage of tubes, you need to know. Otherwise, even if you've given whatever medicine you've given, you will not get pregnant. The other thing is what you've discussed about men. For men, my brothers, there's something that we need to know. First of all, we need to check on these young ones that they may stop watching pornographic things.
Wow.
They may stop using drugs that excite them. If you watch something on internet, unaangalia pornography, and you think you can perform the same way that person was performing, not knowing that this is someone that has taken drugs, and this person is doing this. This is a business. So when you do that, when you take drugs, you affect your ability to produce sperm, the number of sperms that you need. You just affect your reproductive system, and you start blaming your wife, yet you are the one who has a problem. One thing you should know is that God created you, and you are perfect, you are okay. Stop finding out how someone is supposed to perform, and don't be so much curious. You are good, because the drugs you are taking to perform and impress the woman and try to see the way you performing supernaturally, wewe unaharibu mwili yako. Wachana na hiyo maneno, so that we can have a society that is complete as God has intended it to be. So that is it. The other thing, huyo mtu, kitu ya kwanza nilimwambia kwamba that person has to pray. By the way, you have to pray. Otherwise, if you don't pray, then you will be assuming the God that created the entire system. The other thing is, you go for checkup. Go and have a checkup. Let your husband have the sperm counts. Ajue kama ni yeye ndiye akona shida, so that you don't treat the woman. Whereas this man is not even releasing one sperm. Ejaculation is not sperm release. True. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. You don't think that you have deposited the fluid doesn't mean that because there is fluid sperm doesn't have. So you need to go get screens, and then you will the doctor will tell you if you really have the sperms and if they are in good condition, because you can even have unhealthy sperms which cannot fertilize. So that is the other thing. That is now checkup. You pray, you go for checkup, and now you come for medication. How do you come for medication? You come for medication having information, knowing that this is my problem, so that we don't treat the man, whereas the wife is the one that is having the problem. So when you do that, finally you get, getting pregnant is not magic. It is a sperm and the egg. So if the egg is there and the sperm is there and both are healthy, you will have the pregnancy.
Amazing.
So that is it.
Good. So, as we have discussed, let me do the quick summary. We have seen it's a natural, God has created a woman with phases of, like, now you have shed the wall, there is a hormone release from your brain to make sure tule tu eggs tumetengenezwa hatuja mature zitolewe immature na hii hormone. Hapo tunasema follicle stage, like those follicles zina mature, and then kidogo kidogo kuna release another hormone yenye inafanya hii egg yenye iko complete it burst forth like a flower, it burst forth ndivyo iweza kuanza ku travel now to the fallopian tube, ikiwa imerelease. Hapo tunasema ovulation, whereas the body response. Msikia tu msichana ako hyper, ako excited in this period yenye ovulation iko. Why is she? Natural response of God's creation, yeah, to attract now a mate. Happens in animals, happens in girls, everyone female. Now it's time to attract a mate for one reason, fertilization. So when you're saying now I am ready to do family planning, the plan is I am not ready to get the fertilization right now, the baby right now, until this period of time. So how do I do it? We don't say that those hormonal family planning are bad. No, the misuse or lack of information before starting it is the biggest problem. And then another thing you have said, for fertilization to happen, it's a whole environment taking place, from the stature or the kind of the sperm that you are releasing as a man. What foods are you taking? What, yani unaona saizi venye wanaume si kama wenyewe mko mnapewa nini? Make sure that man is strong.
You take you take the natural food.
Natural food. And now as I use in the system, Marcelo anasema mwachana na Indomie. So what is the strength of this sperm that is being released? How is it strength for it to swim? The quantity and quality of the sperm. And now then we come to the human, the lady who is carrying it. How is the stature of the womb? How is the stature of the tubes? Because the Mungu amecreate should be a natural process. But what if the tubes are closed? That's another place that you have to see a gynecologist to know if you can unclog the pores. How do we do this? The tubes, and then how is the stature of the womb? All these things. How the pH down there is there in balance, so that we can have a good flow and now have the fertilization happen. And we have been taught by Masai kutoka pale Narok, how do I detect that I have ovulation? Anasema tunakuwa tu tuko hyper. Ukiona kasiana unajua haka hapana, kaa kando. So ni wanajua the body itself reacts when it's now receiving. You are hyper, you are energetic, and then not just that. Down there the lady knows the kind of mucus you're producing. Inakanga kale una kale kama yai, the clear part of it, it is wet, slippery, very clear. Slip like kana ile kila egg venye inakuanga tu iko slimy tu. Na afu na zile yenye ukijua time ya ovulation, it's either thick or there is no at all, there is no mucus. Why is the mucus important? Because then even if you make sure this sperm is going very well, like in a flow comfortably to the tubes. Another thing, make sure iko na the right pH to make sure this sperm haijakuwa na any hindrances, inasonga peke yake. So that are things that I will detect as a lady to know. Now this time I am fertile. One, I will check the window. Tumesema if you're having irregular periods, track them for 6 months. Ile yenye iko na many days, una minus 11 days to know the end of the fertility window. Hii yenye iko na kidogo tuseme like 20 days, 23 days, 24 days, una minus 18 kujua wenye inaanza. Lakini hiyo ni window. Kwa specific kujua these are the days that I am ovulating. You will use 2. There are many methods lakini use 2. One, the body temperature. Ukipima na ulikuwa umepima hizo siku zingine zote, days of ovulation inakuanga juu kidogo na 0.3, 0.5 iko juu kidogo. And then secondly, as you have said, the cervical mucus in ovulation iko thin, wet, clear, very slimy. utaijua venye iko, because those are the days of ovulation. If you're having all these things and still not having any fertility, kindly see a gynecologist. That's all for today. Do you have anything to add?
Yes.
Masema amesema watu waombe, because Mungu ndiye alitengeneza hii system vizuri. It is spiritual. Pray.
Lastly, my parting shot is that know that when you are doing family planning, especially the hormonal, you are mimicking pregnancy.
You're mimicking pregnancy?
Yeah.
That's all for today. So when you're taking family planning method, just know the body has a way of knowing how to balance itself. But how is it going to balance itself? Sana sana, it is going to hinder the ovulation from happening. We're going to have another segment of hormonal family planning methods and the surgical family planning method. I don't know if there's any man who is doing vasectomy out here.
We don't do that.
We don't do that. No. Masai. Okay, that's all for today. This is your Nurse Companion show happening every Tuesday. We go live on Oasis of Love Moya TV. Your Nurse Companion on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and it's always a pleasure having you. So kindly sisahau, on 1st kuna medical camp pale Kagumo People's Church. On 8th is for the medics for mental health checkup. That's all for today. It was exciting having you. It's exciting. Kindly share, comment, ask questions. It's always lovely having you around. That's all for today. Bye.